Hello, Antra. This is officially the 90th day of the 90-day challenge. I want to start this off by saying thank you very much to you who have committed your time into watching my videos and leaving comments and simply all your support that you have given me over the course of these past 3 months. It means a lot to me and it will never be forgotten. So thank you for this. Over the course of the past 3 months, there's been a lot that's going on. I had on a couple different occasions, a couple different people reach out to me and ask me about this 90-day video challenge, in which I expressed to them my reasons, which were I simply want to get better on the camera. And I don't think they ever did start it, but now that I'm here at the 90th day, I want to share what it's done for me, because it was a whole lot more than that. So I would start off by saying I went and watched my very first video last night, and what I realized is that I'm not as bad as I thought I was. I don't think it's much different than the rest of them. What I get out of that is the fact that I have gotten much more comfortable with who I am through seeing myself on camera and also hearing my own voice. It did sound really foreign to me, and seeing myself, but as the time went on, you get used to it. And there's more to it than that, I would say, because there was a lot of growth for myself that occurred over that time. I've opened up a lot about things that I really don't share with anybody. What I had found out in that process of simply opening up about a couple things is that it does help others out as well. For example, a good friend of mine I met through this process was Nate. And if you know Nate, you know his niche, his story, and his passion, which involves weight loss. And that is something that we can connect upon together, which is the fact that I was 320 pounds at one point, and I ended up plateauing at a point, which I'm going to talk about plateauing in life in general here in a bit, but I had gotten down from 320 to about 235, 240, which is where I was sitting at the beginning of this 90-day challenge. He had said something that just really resonated, which was the fact that he said that I inspire him. And so that inspired me to continue my weight loss journey, which was my intended goal of hitting 193. I was stuck at that plateau for a while, for over a year, simply because I don't know, I stopped trying. But when Nate got involved, that was that little bit of a push that I needed. So thank you for that, Nate. And I don't know how long it took me, maybe about a little over a month to go from 235 down to my goal of 193, and now I got it in between 195 and 200, which I'm cool with. I am perfectly fine with that weight. I'm gonna just go from here and have fun with it, with the physical side of it. So talking about opening up, there's one last aspect I wanted to bring up, which was kind of big, only because I never got around to talking about it. So I had talked from the beginning, of my life, well, not beginning, but the earlier stages, which was I was diagnosed with dyslexia, going through the school system, and overcame that, appreciated the reward of getting a decent grade out of it. And then by the time I reached 19, I came down with a mental illness, which I overcame, which then in turn motivated me to complete the college journey. So after 8 years of that, I ended up getting my Bachelor of Science in Turf Management. There was a course after that, a course of time. 2010, 2011 was awesome. So after I graduated college in 2009, I went to New York. New York was a good learning experience of just learning a different culture. But then when I got to Tahoe, that was 2 years of my life that I had a great time, just loving life. It came to an end because management changes, ownership, and so forth had occurred. And with that, about 90 to 95% of the whole crew got let go. And of course, I was a part of that, which led me to move to Portland, working there, and that also included a huge pay decrease. Now the student loan debts I had, and then a couple credit cards, I could hardly make ends meet. It got to a point where my anxiety was so bad that I was probably getting like 2 to 3 hours of sleep a night during that summer 2012, and unfortunately it led to a level of apathy with life. I just said simply, I'm done. I just stopped paying off my student loans. I just didn't care anymore. And then that went on from about 2012 to 2018. I was just bouncing around. I went down to Monterey, worked there at a golf course, Monterey County, Seaside. And then by the time I ended up moving back here, because there was a situation I had to get away from down there, that's another story. But when I got back here, I was bouncing around doing some landscaping work and just still not quite feeling it. And by the time I realized I want to go back to the golf course, I went back to the golf course, which is the one that I'm currently at. And I told myself that I was going to pay all this off. The reason for it was, well, it's the right thing to do. As much as I was not loving life, I told myself to do it. And so once I decided to go about that journey, I was able to make it happen. I grinded it, got out of default, fixed my credit, I got a new truck, and all these great things to get back on track in life. And so it got to a point where I was doing that. I plateaued in life in general. Realized that what I'm currently doing in life isn't sustainable in order to achieve the things that I want. It just so happened to be that I came across this ad on Instagram with Jeff and Antra. That sounds interesting. Okay, so I clicked, and as it started going through this whole process of the blueprint, the 3 Ps, and you start to make these connections. Like, not only is this something I've never seen before, which is sincerity with an online opportunity, but an opportunity to just simply grow. I was just all on board with it, and from there it just kind of led on to that plateau I reached from being way down here. Did all these great things. Antra is what you guys are doing for me now is just accelerating like crazy. Of course, what the monetary gain isn't quite there yet, but I'm not worried about that at all. What's going on right now with my growth, like through this 90-day journey, is huge. I realized that there's a lot more than I can provide. There's a lot more to me than I realized. And so for those that are watching that are considering starting this video up, I highly, highly suggest it. Through this process so far, I've made friends like you wouldn't believe. I'll have them for the rest of my life. It's crazy stuff. There was so much more I had planned. I actually typed it all out, and I just said I stopped reading it just because it was too difficult to. I don't like to memorize and be verbatim like. So I suppose what I'm getting at is, yeah, I vouch for this one. For anybody who's asking, it's helped me a lot. I mean, shoot, you guys saw me cry the other day. That's how serious things got through this process of realizing who we are as what we're able to provide. Oh shoot, what was that last thing I was gonna say? I don't know. There's something else in there, but it's not a big deal. But I suppose, what is the plan now? I was really pondering doing another 90 days, but no, I think I gotta pass the torch on. I'll hold it off for now. So passing the torch, passing the mic to somebody that wants to take it over, and especially with those who are still doing it right now. So if you guys can give the same love and support you gave me to the ones who are currently doing it, and the ones who will be doing it at some point in time as well, that would be great. I did make a declaration at the beginning of this whole 90-day situation, which was I was going to take on the Awesome Life Challenge, and I stopped. And so I have to hold myself accountable to that. So I'm going to start that over. And speaking of accountability, I am now a part of a mastermind group that is known as the 9 to Thrive. So this is going to be a terrific way to continue staying on track and not doing the lone wolf approach, which I've got that going on as well. And yeah, that's about it. So usually we get off with these last little bits. Someone's got a slogan such as slay the day in more than one way. I like that. Body tight, mind right, soul together. That's another good one. One I like is keep it filthy for all the right reasons. All right. Again, thank you very much. And we'll not see you tomorrow, but we will see you around. So thank you very much, Andra. This was huge for me. We'll see you.